Okay, hey everyone. Here we are sitting on the ground in Waharo Airfield in Matamata. We're going to do a quick flight today. Real world weather. I've changed the time to be back in the daytime because it's actually night time now. And we're going to fly around and check out some of the photogrammetry scenery. And with the latest update that came out for New Zealand, which I haven't actually showed in the videos yet. So this is not quite where I normally fly, but we'll take off and get going and have a look. So we've got a bit of cloud around, so we'll head off towards the Peria Hills there. The scenery update with the New Zealand update they put out, they've got quite a few photogrammetry areas, like they've done Auckland, Wellington, Hamilton, Christchurch, I think they may have done Dunedin, Tauranga, and they've done a few other little areas as well, and Hobbiton is one of them. And this is why I wanted to do this video, just to show the clarity between what is pretty good scenery, stock standard, as especially since the update, it's a lot better, like elevation height wise. But when you compare that to where some of these photogrammetry areas, you'll see what I mean. It's quite contrastingly different. We'll just keep tracking across. The only downside is you do get a little bit of it's a hard edge between the photogrammetry areas and the existing satellite image and whatever the elevation data is for this stuff we're flying through now around us here. Hang on, what do we got? Oh, yep. We'll just keep on cruising through here. I've noticed this thing flies a little bit left side down when you're cruising, which is a little bit, see how it's sort of just sitting over like this. I could try and correct it, but yeah, it's I'm not sure if it's a bug with the sim or the fact they've got the weight wrong, but it's actually sitting low. I mean, I think the weight setup is, for me being the pilot, is only on sitting on one side, but it shouldn't be offsetting it quite that much. I generally notice it more at higher speeds than you do at lower speeds, I mean. You could probably just about make out the ortho or the photogrammetry sort of up in the distance there now, sort of just to the left of the bush on the Peria Hills there. There's a bit of cloud sitting out here on the calm ice. Oh yeah. So if you look down below us, you can sort of see the cows and that on the ortho, the satellite imagery and that. And it's pretty good. It's very detailed. It's probably better in some areas than other areas too. Like I went for a fly in Northland the other night. Didn't actually record, but it was far better than anything I've ever seen in a sim yet. Even with doing custom ortho for XP stuff and X-Plane, trying to get as much resolution in the mesh as I could, I'd never had anything as good as what Microsoft's got now with this latest update. So as we're coming in here, we'll go up this side over here just so we can have a comparison between the standard scenery and the photogrammetry. So we'll come over here, see this bit of a grass paddock in front of us now. We'll start, we'll have a little look here. So it looks good. It's just sort of rolling hills. Like there's definitely elevation data there, and it's pretty neat for flying low level. But you wait till we come across the photogrammetry area. It's just night and day, the difference with the detail level that's available in it. So yeah, you can see it. You can see the line coming up there, which is just where the colour changes on the aerial photo. So see this drain out to our left. We'll actually, I'll go past it and come back so you can see how it looks 3D in here. Come around a little bit tight. So I think the photo's even higher resolution again, and it's better lighting. So we come up here, so this little dark line on the aerial there, that's obviously supposed to be a drain of some description, or a stream. As we come from the existing just standard scenery and then we go into the ortho, suddenly you notice like how 3D, even the side drains off it are all, just everything is full 3D. Like there's just so much more resolution and detail to the mesh and the landscape. just makes it incredible for flying low level through with helicopters, for practicing like ag ops or anything. It's just perfect. Little pond down there. We'll come down through this little valley over here. We'll lean into this. Oh yeah, look at this over here. We've got a dead tree. Looks like a pile of dead sticks on the ground there. Like, you will get artifacts, that's one thing with photogrammetry, but that's just the nature of photogrammetry. Like, but on the whole, like if you're flying over things at say 500 feet, it's designed and it looks basically like the real thing, which it kind of pretty much does. But when you get down low, like if you're doing ag ops, it's just so much better, because you like, look at this little basin I've just turned into here. We'll go up and try and have a little look at it. Just the sheep ruts around the side. Give it an outside view there. Right, now we'll head back down and we'll sort of make our way up towards Hobbiton itself. We're just having a look at this sort of natural, just the lay of the land and all the bushes. Like they do look a little bit blobbish, I suppose you could say, like, because they are 3D scan, but the thing is that they all cast shadows that will pull up around here. I'll come around to the right. Yeah, there you go. See, so they're not like, what do you call it, really detailed bushes, but from 500 feet they cast shadows, like I was just saying, and they look like part of the landscape because they are part of the landscape, just so they've been scanned. So it's just incredible when you're flying through. You've got to sort of fly it in VR to really experience what I'm saying here, because it's just, the detail level is just crazy. Right, we'll come up here. This is the base for the maintenance crew and the sort of caretakers at Hobbiton itself. We'll come past it, and it's just out to our left there, but we'll come down and go around this pine tree just down here. Hook her in here. Ooh, hopefully not too wide, and then we'll come around. There's the little lake, the little pond. So we'll come down a little bit closer. And there's the green dragon and the mill, the bridge. Ooh, try not to hit this tree. Yeah, so some of these things in here, like this, the green dragon itself, a little boat there, all those have been handcrafted or hand modelled, I'd say, and the bridge and that. So they're not scans; they've actually obviously taken out the scan and fully edited it to be a digital model there. Like, they're not super high detail, because it's not Hobbiton Simulator where you're designed to walk into them as such. It's designed to fly over at say 500 feet and it looked like you're flying over the actual place, which it does. Even the party tree just out to our left here, that's all fully 3D modelled by the look of it. And this is the party field. And some of the Hobbit houses are just scans. There's that one out to the left there, which I think is Sam Wise's one, is just scanned. And we've got Bag End up ahead, which just looks like a digital model. It's not the most detailed digital model, it's just fairly basic, but it's enough to give you the illusion that you're at Hobbiton. Some of these ones below us are 3D. The pine trees definitely look cool, like, even though they're not actual like tree models from Flight Sim itself, just the fact that they've been scanned gives you that illusion that they're a lot bigger and clumps of trees that are more like the real thing that's there. Some buses out there, some containers. Right, we'll come back around, we'll go have a look at the farmland, because that's where I think it comes into its own, the scanned photogrammetry stuff. It's just this clarity on the landscape, on the hills and the contours is just amazing. I just can't get over how much fun and how realistic it is to fly at low level through this stuff. You get artifacts like that little line there between some of obviously the photo seams, but you can just disregard those just because of the fact that how much more detail you get. Now, there's an airstrip just there out to our left. We'll come around and come in from the end of it. Or it's an old ag airstrip for obviously applying superphosphate back in the day. The top dressing aircraft, so we'll come up close, zoom along here. So you can see even on this edge of it, I'll just kick it around, you can see that little lip as it drops over. That's obviously where it was flattened out with a bulldozer or something in the past. No fert bunker there because I don't think it's used anymore. Now we'll head down into this valley and we'll head up towards there's an airstrip up the front of the farm, so we'll go have a look at that. We'll come down around here, just kick this in. another little, like a dam or a pond or something. And just this, look at that little gut there, just little running up there, an old drain or something. Dead tree, a fallen log, just the detail. There's the other airstrip at the front of the farm. This is the one they still use for if they're applying fertiliser on this active sheep and beef farm. Yeah, it's got a bit of a flat plateau on the top here, and that looks like the fert bunker at the top of the airstrip there. A whole lot of bales just out to the left there. Just there's a lot of silage bales stacked up. Odd point of interest, I actually helped dug out the gravel area in front of that fert bunker there for that airstrip, and put all the rock in and truck rolled it all in quite a few years back now when I was driving excavators. It's just a little point of interest. A few artifacts around here, but I think it's because it's quite a built up area with all little umbrellas, and there's a few trees around, and it's the main sort of what they call a Shire's Rest for where the buses operate out of for the tours to Hobbiton. There's a digger just there under the trees. A whole lot of cars in the car park, buses. Right, and we'll just head up over the top here. Another artifact there, but I mean, when you consider how much detail you're getting, though, you sort of can just look past the artifacts, really. Just the clarity of the landscape. Buzz down here. I think there's some cool rocks just down here, like these. Look at these ones just coming up here as I come through. I'll try and turn back around so you can see them. Oh, try not to lose it there. Yeah, just these little details like this. You don't get on the normal standard scenery. I just wish they had the whole of New Zealand photogrammetry like this, because it'd just be a minefield, or just a gold mine of just going and looking and exploring, because it'd just be so much more stuff to discover. We'll come around here. Oh yeah, we're coming up this little valley here. Just having a look, you can sort of see the edge of it's just on our right there. And yeah, so I've been just blown away with all the little areas to explore with this new New Zealand update, and I didn't really realise how much detail is actually possible with the photogrammetry. And some of them are fairly recent too, like this particular one of the Hobbiton area is less than a couple of months old, which is how quick it somehow got from being surveyed or converted from survey photos to into the sim. Like, look at this little gut up here. As we come up around, I'll come back and have another look at that, because it's just crazy. Like how steep that is with all the little sheep ruts. Like, this is the sort of detail you just don't get on the standard. Especially for a low level, like helicopter ops, you got so much more opportunities to try and like test your skills by landing on little ledges or little tight spaces where you've got little minimum rotor clearance and stuff like that. Whereas, oh, hang on, I've just got to concentrate here. I don't know if I can fit in there because that bank's quite a bit higher than I thought. I'll back out. Yeah, it's just crazy, the detail. You've got to try it to see it. It's yeah, it completely blew me away that this just changes the whole game up when it comes to low level heli ops in the sim. Little lake there, just all these little, like the green grass with a bit of water seeping over that dam there. Another dam. Another dead, oh, that might be the dead tree we flew past earlier. But even the dead trees, how clear they show up on the photogrammetry is pretty awesome. Right, we'll come up through here, and we might try and land in the party field at up in Hobbiton itself. So we'll come around. Ooh, nice high-speed turn. And see the party field in the middle there, a couple of tourist buses there again, and we'll start flaring in. Over the gardens, and we're nearly there. Oh, that wind's a little bit gusty down low. Just feel it there. Right, settle it down. There we go. Right, one throttle off. And that's us. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll see what I can do on the next one. Catch you then.